A bag like this is your friend for training the top positions. I'm going to show you some of the things that really helped me out to transition from a guard player to someone that really liked the top game and felt comfortable there. Now what I'm going to show today is a little bit different than a lot of bag work. A lot of people do hard cardio on the bag, a lot of movement and a lot of spinning, and that definitely has its place. That helps you out a lot with your transitions. But what I found really helped me out was holding the position a little bit longer, taking more time, feeling out the position to get me used to it. And the other thing is that what I'm about to show you is really easy. And when something's easy, it's very simple to put into your routine. If it's really intense, you'll do it, you'll have a great feeling, but then it'll sit on the shelf for a while. So what I started doing with my bag was kind of waking up my body. I would use it to warm up or cool down. So if I had an hour before class, I would get the bag out and I would just kind of relax into some positions. So it's almost like top game yoga a little bit. So I'll warn you right away, this isn't gonna be super exciting, but this is what I like to do, like if I have a bag in my living room. So I like to work the side control, the knee on belly, the mount position. All of that is pretty obvious. But for me, normally I'll just start in the simple cross face underhook position, and I'll put my knee into the bag, and then I focus on dropping my left hip. And I'm just opening my hip here, and I'm just sinking. And I'm feeling the bag under my cheek. I'm feeling it connected to my chest, and I'm bringing my arms in like wedges right here. And then what I like to do is just take a couple deep breaths and just relax. I'm dropping my hip, and I'm really sinking into the position until it feels good. And this could be for a couple minutes, just relaxing here, relaxing into your side control. Now I'm going to adjust, and I'm just going to take my right hand. This would be from the underhook. I'm going to come up and I'm going to block the hip, and then I'm just going to come up on my toes here like this, and I'm going to drop my hip from side to side. Then I'm just opening up into this position and taking a couple breaths, and I'm letting my chest drop heavy into the bag. And then I'm going to release the head right here, and I'm going to go over the shoulder, and then I'm going to turn my hip, and I'm going to kind of push my hip back into the bag. And right now I'm focusing on being heavy with my rib cage. My body's engaged, so I'm not sagging into the mat. I'm just heavy on the rib cage, and look, I'm blocking the hip right here. And then I'm going to come back, so I just start to turn my body. I'm going to hug the head again. And again, I'm here, I'm up on my toes, I'm feeling it out with my hips, I'm getting the position. And now before I go back to cross-face underhook, I bring my knee, I come up, I get my underhook, and then I sink into it. And we really want to focus on putting your weight on the bag. So right now, a lot of the weight is on my knees and my elbow, I can feel it. So I'm just gonna kind of try to get my chest heavy on the bag here like that, perfect. And then I can do some rotations of what I just did. You know, block the hip, up on my toes, reach over, turn my hip, driving in, coming back, cross face, bring my knee to the bag, hug, and just relax. You do that a couple reps and you start to feel good. And now we're gonna add our knee on belly. So for knee on belly, I like to just come back, imagining I'm pushing the opposite hip, arch my back, and I pop up into my knee on belly. Okay, now from here, I'm not gonna rush. Just right here, I feel everything's kind of stiff. So I'm just gonna take a second in my knee on belly. I'm just gonna breathe into it. And I'm gonna move my weight over here a little bit. I'm gonna breathe into my hips. I'm gonna come back over this way. I'm gonna come back over this way. Just gonna feel it out here. Keep my knee bent. Whatever feels good, I'm just stretching it out. Now I'm gonna go to my other side, so I'm gonna bring my knee. I'm just gonna pivot over. This isn't for cardio, guys. This is just for stretching and flexibility. I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna breathe in to these positions. I'm gonna come over here, I can put my hands on the floor. I'm gonna put my hands over here. Just nice and relaxed. Now I can come up a little bit to this side, loosening up the back. We're coming back around and do the same thing. And come up over here, nothing too crazy. Just loosening up the hips. Okay. And then of course I can come in and I can do my side control here. Loosen up, drop my hip, loosen it up, block, up on my toes. Practice being heavy, turning your hips from side to side, coming over, driving back, being heavy here, nice and heavy. Blocking up on my toes, knee in, control, pop it back up to knee on belly, and then I can slide in to my mount position here. And again, just right here, my hips feel kind of tight, which is, I could do an okay mount position, but to really be able to go into S mount and have the confidence to move quickly, you want to have your hips nice and loose and open. So I just breathe into this position here a little bit. Just gonna kind of lean back, nothing too crazy. From side to side. I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna get my hands on the mat. A lot of times, I just hold this position and sometimes I'll visualize what's gonna happen in class or what happened. This is kind of your time just to relax. So before or after class here, you're not doing anything too crazy. You're just loosening up your body. And I'm also getting my body in the feel of being in the top position, which is gonna help me. So if I'm using this as a warm-up, it's an hour before class, I'm at home, I practice these top positions, and you know what? When I'm in class and I'm rolling, I'm naturally gonna feel like I wanna be in these top positions, which is good for you anyways. You're gonna wanna be in side control, you're gonna wanna be on knee on belly. And if you take your time slowly getting the feel of being rock steady in knee on belly, when you get there, it's gonna look like you've been there before. Okay, so then I can practice driving up the knee. Come back, practice driving up the knee. I'm gonna come back. And then of course we're gonna practice our S mount. So I'm gonna come here, I'm just gonna settle into the position. I'm just gonna lean back here, practicing putting all of my weight. Like right here, my partner would hate me, but the bag doesn't care. And then from here, I've got some choices. If I wanna come back to mount, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna kick my leg straight, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna settle into it, settle into it. Okay, I'm gonna go again, I'm gonna go to this side now. Breathe into it, rock, get the balance, lean to the side. I can step over for my arm bar. I'm just gonna come here, nice and relaxed. I'm gonna practice coming back. Not for cardio, but just for the balance and the stretch of it, moving your body. Come back. Okay. Another little dismount that we can practice. We just get here, and then we just slide down. Now, there's other things that we can do here as far as learning how to put pressure on our opponents. And still, it's not gonna be too rushed. So the first one that I taught was cross-face underhook. Here, when you have the underhook, you also have the ability to turn to the side and face here. And this is where you'd be going for double arm bars and stuff like that. But what I'm doing is, instead of blocking the hip with my hand, I start blocking their hip with my hip. So when I'm here, my right hip is like my right hand would be, and that leaves my right hand here ready to attack. So I'm here. Okay, and now I'm gonna practice transitioning all the way through. This time I'm gonna roll like a pencil. So I'm just gonna come over here like this, and I turn my body like that. Here we go, where I can block the hip. So here I'm focusing on being as heavy as I can, dropping my rib cage into my opponent. And I'm gonna turn my body over to this side. I'm still engaged. I can feel it out each side. Go over, facing the other side. So I'm not switching my legs here. My legs are just open. I'm just turning from side to side. And then when I want to come up to the other side, And just go knee on belly. I can block in. I can start coming over here. Go over, turn to this side. Right here. Nice and heavy. Turn to this side. Here. Turn to this side. Block. And the whole time I'm practicing just driving my weight into this mat. My chest should almost feel a little bit uncomfortable because I'm putting so much weight from my chest into their chest right there. So all of those are good ones. Then I can practice coming up over here and holding like a north-south position. I'm practicing crushing in here like this, or crushing in here like this. I can go from one side. And I'm just driving my weight in here. And go over here to the other side, from side to side. Anytime I want to come up, I can switch to a different, it's like a knee on shoulder. I'm blocking the legs. I'm gonna come back for my knee on belly. Now, when you start feeling it, you can start picking up the speed just a little bit if you want to. Just nice and relaxed, focusing on the position here. Side to side, I can practice kicking over, practice coming up. Just holding into the position the whole time. Nothing too crazy. Even with your knees, you just practice the slow grind of it to get your positioning in here. No need to rush. So I would do a lot of this just before class. Nothing too crazy, not trying to kill myself. I'd even stop here. Just take a break. Breathe for a little bit. Listen to some music. Come back into it. And then we can start. You know, there's a lot of other standing stuff we can do later on. But that's what I like to do. And already just from that, my hips feel way more open. My back is less tight. And I feel more like I can jump in to a position, you know, very quickly if I'm a little bit looser. But if I tried to do that kind of stuff just right away, you're prone to injury, it's herky-jerky. So that's what I like to do. Hope you guys like it.